What's up, you guys? It's Venice, not like the beach, and you are listening to the latest Blather. And today we have a special guest.
Hello.
We have Kennedy joining us today.
Hey guys.
And now we have video. So if you are a new listener, then you'll always be experiencing video. But if you're an old listener, I've added video. So this is the new set. What do you think?
I love the updates. I helped with the updates.
She did. I'm asking what she thinks. But really, I hounded her for advice. Like, which chair, which pillow, which this.
It's been and it's not done. Coming.
I'm gonna, add. But right now, we're here.
No, I'm living. I'm gagged. Like, this has been a long time coming. I remember when she dropped her first episode, like last year in 2023 now. So. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, you're the type of person when you want to get something out there, you get it out there. So to see it grow from that, just you in a corner on your iPhone.
And you were always bothered that I didn't have video.
Because I love a good podcast. I totally get it. Right. I'm like, no, I totally get it. You know, if it's on Spotify, it's on, the Apple Podcast app, go for it. A lot of people use those platforms. But me, I love to cozy up with a snack on YouTube.
And a lot of people do.
Yes.
So it's nice to have it available for all. So I guess we can start with, how do we know each other?
Well, we came from the same womb.
Yes. This is my sister from the same missus.
My sister from another mister.
We're going to learn that today.
We're going to talk about that today. But, yes, my sister is 8 years older than me.
8?
Nine.
Almost 10.
A little under a decade.
Yes, and that has been a journey for us. So we were going to talk about that today. I don't know if anyone else has a sibling that's like 9+ years. I say 10 because it was like a few months shy of 10 years apart. But it was interesting. So I'm a millennial.
I am technically a zillennial, but I am Gen Z.
What is a zillennial? Explain.
A zillennial, I think, because it starts at what, from 97 to...
I'm not sure.
2012?
If I was using my phone to record, I would Google it.
Let's see. What age is zillennial? I mean, what are we saying?
Millennial.
Gen Z.
Generations that are those born between the mid to late 1990s.
So 1997 through 2012. So zillennial is 97 through 2000 or 2001.
So Marquise is Gen Z.
He is Gen Z. Me and my nephew are.
You guys are in the same
Gen
generation.
Z.
That's crazy. Which kind of makes sense because I'm in a generation before you.
Mm-hmm. So there's that.
Yeah, it made our sisterhood a journey because when you were born, you were an infant and I was 10, but I was like obsessed with you.
I know. I look back at old pictures. I probably have to throw some on the screen.
Yes, I was obsessed with her. I prayed. I was a kid and I found out my mom was pregnant because I was listening to her talk on the phone about it and I was like, oh my God, my mom's pregnant. And I was like, I better be a girl.
I know.
Please. I remember I got on my knees and like, please God, let it be a girl. Please let it be a girl. And mom wanted it to be a boy. His name was going to be Kobe.
That would have been cute.
I don't know if she told you that.
I didn't know. I think maybe I have heard of that once, but I like Kobe.
I think she was truly convinced that you were going to be a girl. Mm-hmm. And the day that we were supposed to find out what you were, I went with mom to the doctor's appointment. And you wouldn't move, so we couldn't see.
Oh, yeah, I was being a lady.
She's like,
my legs were closed.
Look at my privates.
Keep your legs closed, lady.
I was so bothered. And then mom was like, it's a boy, it's fine, it's a boy. So because mom thought it was a boy, she let me believe that I was going to name you if you were a girl because she truly believed it was a boy. So my name is Venice, and I was convinced her name was going to be Janice.
Oh, I thought it was Denise.
Denise. No, it was Janice.
Janice?
Because Jenny. So my family nickname is Vinny, which I hate. But you were going to be Jenny.
It would have been Jenny and Vinny.
Jenny and Vin. I was like, oh my God, we're going to be the best of friends. But it was interesting.
No, so where did things take a turn? Because we were ops for like a
while.
For a minute.
When you were an infant, I was obsessed with you. Mm-hmm. The ops didn't begin until you were like 4 and I was 14 and you were in your tattletale age. And like get into her shit age. And I was like, stay out of my shit.
Which sucks because I love 4-year-olds. I think that's like one of my favorite ages in kids because they're so like curious, which I probably was. Probably
You're a
too
devious
curious.
4-year-old, but I was also in my teenage years, so I was kind of mean.
Yes, and then she was also, like you said, like 14, so she's
like,
all
"Get out
in
of
her
my
world,
room."
her bubble. And maybe I grew some resentment because, like you said, you loved me. So I'm like, what happened?
Oh, you know what? I never
mean?
thought about that.
You started my villain era.
It was not my fault. My mom started your villain era.
No, I really took it far. And we've talked about this too, like, you know, I grew up in the early 2000s, and there was always the shows, like, with the evil little sister, like Drake and Josh. There was Megan.
Yes.
Even, Zoe 101. What was his name?
What's the
Dustin.
one from the Dexter's Laboratory?
Yeah, he had the evil Dee Dee, and there's more. We were watching Lizzie
always,
McGuire.
like, evil, yeah.
Like, the evil younger sibling, like, their main goal in life was to just make their older siblings' life harder, which
I'm still not over the sticker book. I'm still not.
Yeah.
I had a sticker book. I collected all those little, like, Hoochie Mama stickers that they used to sell for 25 cents. And I had a sticker book. And this girl went in my room when I was at school and took all of my stickers. I'm still not over it.
Out of the sticker book. Like, for what? For what? I must have thought that they were, like, stickers, like, that you could peel off and that you could.
You did it on purpose.
I was being evil like that.
You laughed. You thought it was funny.
Wow.
We stopped talking for a little bit, and then I think you hit like 7.
7
and you started
was the
to
peak.
like
I think
want
that
to be
was
close again.
I think that's when I started realizing, like, okay, you know what it was?
What?
I don't know if you want to talk about this.
What?
The nude incident.
Oh, so no, we could tell them. I mean, mom knows.
Oh my god, I think I hit rock bottom. Like, I just really took it too far.
I think that was my first time addressing the beef, though, like in real
what
life shit.
is actually wrong with you?
So, short story time. I had a boyfriend, toxic relationship, but I sent him like risk. I don't even know if it was full nude, but it was like a risque picture. I had like suspenders over my nipples or something.
I don't even
crazy.
remember. I probably trauma blocked it, but
So he would be at the house all the time. She went into my boyfriend's phone, found the picture, and showed it to mom.
Messy boots.
I was mortified.
Messy.
So after that, I said to you, I was like, sisters are supposed to have each other's backs. And I think it really, I was like, look at, I think I gave Erica, I have a friend, Erica, I love you, and her sister as an example. And I was like, we're supposed to have each other's back. We're supposed to be there for each other. And like, after that, you started to change.
I started to change, and like, I think I really
like,
saw.
She started to keep secrets like intensely. Like, I won't tell. I promise I won't tell. Because you wanted to be trusted. And I think you realized, like, damn, that is fucked up. I've been kind of mean. Like, and you really were like, I won't tell mom. I promise. And you would keep that. You would keep secrets. You started to really keep secrets.
I think the main goal was to just get you in trouble, but I wasn't looking at the fact that was like your personal
betrayal.
privacy. Like, that was your, first of all, your body, your relationship, and like, you were 17. Like,
I wish I never sent that toxic ass man nudes anyway.
So I was more just trying to show mom, like, oh my god, look what happened. Like, oh, she's gonna get in so much trouble for this. And I'm not like, I didn't look at it on like the privacy aspect of it. Like, oh my god,
now that you're like older, could you imagine?
So just like, even mom's reaction, I kind of started to get scared. She was like, what is this? I was like, like,
I might have went too far.
Yeah, it was too late. There was no going back. But after that, then you turned 18.
Yeah, I started to be away from home a lot more.
And you left.
And you missed me.
Where is she?
You called me. I was at a club. There's a club in Sacramento called there was a club in Sacramento called Barcode. And I was literally in fishnet somewhere, dressed like a hoochie dancing. And I get a call from my sister. And I'm like, why is she calling me? And I'm like, hello? And you're like, when are you coming home? I was like, I'm outside. No, I was like, bro. I think I even stopped and was like, I'll come back tomorrow. Like, I was like, why is she paying? I still felt a need to take care of you because you're such a responsibility for me. So I was like, I'm gonna go tomorrow because my sister's clearly spiraling. I thought it was like mom, like, or something. Mom was like driving you crazy.
Probably.
But then when I came, you were like, you don't spend any time with me anymore. And I was like, I didn't even know you cared. I told you that. I was like, I didn't even know you cared if I was gone.
I know. I still loved you, of course. And we had our moments, even in the beef, like that whole time.
We had a lot of fun moments too. I think this is what being a sister is.
I think from like 6 to 8, you were like, I'm actually good off you.
I'm so cool. I was cool because I'm a Virgo, so I'm particular about my shit. And I think now that I'm older and I have kids, I think you might have just been curious. Like, the things in my sister's room are so cool.
I know.
But I took it personal. Like, why is she in my room messing up my perfume? But, like, now when you think about it, little girls want to spray their perfume.
Yes,
like, oh
I was living. I remember you went away to summer camp. It was where I was putting your lotions on. Like, just living. Oh, my God. But I wasn't destroying anything.
No, you didn't. I remember when I came back, I was like, I could tell things were messed with. And then you started to want to borrow my clothes.
That was middle school.
That was middle school, but we were already kind of getting closer.
See, we skipped the air. I think we need to talk about what really brought us together is Marquise.
So I'm a mom, if you don't know. I'm a young mom. I had my son at 21, so we're 10 years apart. She was 11.
Yes, 12.
Well, you were like 10 when I told you.
I was definitely 11.
You were 9 when I told you I was pregnant.
I'm 12 years older than Keys. So
You're 12 years older than, so
I
you were
was 11.
And I think everything changed. Like,
Literally.
when I told you I was pregnant, you literally like started bawling your eyes
I
out.
remember I was like, this is gonna be awesome.
Yes, she did. And I was still living at home, so it was a whole drama. Like, I wasn't prepared to be a mom, and I wasn't very much supported by the people around me in my decision to become a mom young.
Yeah, they were basically like, she's cooked.
And
like,
they were treating me like I was gonna fail.
Yeah.
Like,
They
well,
wrote her
you're gonna
off.
stereotype, you're gonna have a kid, you're gonna not do shit with your life, you're gonna work at McDonald's.
type of thing.
And I'm like, well, no. But
It was crazy.
you were like my support. And even though she was
Yeah.
only 11, like, I was so touched because I couldn't eat, and she made me some
I was her
boiled
baby
eggs.
daddy. It was like the first 3 months. I remember you had the craziest morning sickness all the time. I don't know why they call it morning
I remember
sickness.
you
It's
wiping
all
me
the
with a
time.
rag, and I was like, she
Do
loves
you need
me.
some water? Do you need some crackers? I just hated when you got sick because I could tell like it was really just you were not having fun.
Yeah, and I think you were also changing to a preteen, and things changed mentally for you at that time too. Plus, I was going through like a lot, and then I was home a lot more, and you were there for me. And then also, I remember we started having a lot more deep talks, like longer.
Because I started needing like advice, like middle school advice. So that was like my first year at middle school. So I would have always like boy advice, and then asking to borrow your stuff.
The
and
advice
makeup.
started for me because we don't want to talk about that too much this episode, but we have a complicated relationship with our mom. And my teenage years were struggling. And I saw her putting you through some of the same things. So I remember coming up to you like re-explaining things that she didn't explain correctly.
Right. That part, I feel like that, where it's like you were really trying to just help me like avoid conflict with my mom, that was more like sophomore, junior, senior year, like more high school. But in middle school, it was more just like you just teaching me the basics. Like, hey, this is how you just...
Because
like,
I had to figure so much
get
out.
through the day.
Like, I didn't have anyone that could give me sound advice on how to be a young woman. Like, I found out early that mom didn't know how to put herself back in my shoes. Maybe it's because her experience as a teenager wasn't the same as mine. But because we're being raised in the same household, my experience was similar to yours. So I was like, okay, like, let me show her the things I had to figure out on my own. Like, let me tell her shit that I had to figure out on my own, because...
Definitely. I feel like mom, like, she knew she wanted different for us, but just didn't know how to, like...
She did the best she
provide
could
that
with
difference.
the atmosphere she was raised in. That's a conversation for another day.
Right. Thank God everything kind of panned out as it did and should. Like, you know, now we're closer than ever, and I feel like...
She's like my biggest supporter now.
Yes.
Expect to see her back on the podcast many times. Today we're just talking
I'll be
about...
a little filler guest.
Yes, she'll be like mildly co-hosting, often coming back and forth.
Oh!
She lost a nail mid-episode.
Sorry for the audio listeners. It's my ASMR with my broken nail.
I love that.
Anyway.
So should we like do a story time? Like, could you think of a good story to tell them?
As far as like... Well, I guess we're going down like the
Memory
evolution of our relationship.
Yeah.
Should we fast forward to our chaotic first night out?
First night out.
Where we got stranded at Julie's.
We got stranded!
So we finally got to the age where we could
Go
party
out.
together.
Yes.
And I was so excited.
I was so
feel like
excited.
We time jumped pretty far, but
It's okay. We can go back
we'll
around.
jump back. So I was what, 20,
This was recent.
2, and you were like 32.
Yeah, and we had waited for this moment, like, to be able to go out together. And it was a fucked up time because I was in a toxic ass relationship, and he was texting me the whole night, paragraphs about bullshit. So as much as I'm trying to ignore it, my energy was low. And I'm like, normally, like, I was like, she's not even getting the best version of me. I'm a time outside. But you met me, you've seen me outside more now.
Yeah, now.
But like, at the time, I was like, does she think I'm like, because I'm not her. I didn't have the time.
Like. And then we also went to like a
it was a
club
different
where
type
you
of
want to just
vibe.
like stand around and enjoy the music type of club.
Yeah.
Not more like dancing vibes.
We still haven't had a proper night out, I feel.
I think our second try was good.
Where did we go?
After Rouse dinner.
That was cute.
That was fun.
That was cute.
fun.
Yeah, I was living. That was the real outside me. I was
but
having
then
time.
I was going through some stuff with. So I was like on my phone.
Right.
And
it
stuff.
was like reverse. I was like left mine. Like, I'm free, but can't let me go.
Lord, let these boys get
But that's being a
messed
sister.
up.
We have to be there for each other.
But we still ended up having a great time. And then we had your friends popped out with you too. You had Sam with you and Imani.
Yeah,
right?
that was fun.
And
Yes.
Jackie,
Oh, yeah, that was a great night.
And then you made new friends that night too.
Oh, we didn't finish the stranded story. Sorry. Back to the
so
first night out.
but cool. Oh, literally, we completely digressed.
Time
But
up again.
okay, but back to the first night out though. So we were at the club,
Club.
and that was cute. Like I just feel like we were able to catch a vibe, but we weren't
Were you
like
nervous to
in
twerk
it.
around me?
Was I nervous to twerk? No, it just didn't feel inviting. Like it wasn't like a twerk
It was more
environment.
like can we say that on the podcast? No, we shouldn't say that. There
No.
wasn't many of us there.
There wasn't lots of black people. And then those who were there, again, it was just like a kind of stand around, bob your head. It was supposed to be cute. But
And there was like some DJ that everyone was hype about that we had no idea who they were.
Right. There was good music, I will give you that. But again, like the crowd's energy was not.
There was some like couple making out. Did you remember them? I was like, did y'all tonight? I mean,
who knows?
Plot twist. But we get back to Julie's.
Right. So we end up wrapping up the night. I like to end up the night not wanting to go home. But we were all just
I'm
like,
usually that girl. But
home.
it was like not the vibe anyway.
Right. And so then, hey, you know, everyone knows it's hard out here in LA. We were struggling. I am still, but was definitely back then a broke college student. And what happened? I was supposed to like get our Uber back or something.
We both didn't have no money.
Yeah, we scraped up our money to get an Uber home, and we're both kind of like sober at this point because we have to be on our P's and Q's.
I don't know why we just didn't have the funnest time.
It just wasn't the night, you know. No shade to Julie though.
It wasn't her fault.
She was awesome. That was her club selection.
Even she said that wasn't a club that she liked. I think so. We pulled up because someone texted her and saying, "Well, you should go." And then even she kind of was like, "This isn't." You know, she was kind of not because Julie be getting it. Julie be dancing her ass off, and even she was kind of like, you know,
right.
So it wasn't right for anyone. That's why we all went home.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, okay, that was a bust. And it happens sometimes.
It happens when you try to go out and you don't know what place you're going to. Some nights are wonderful nights and then some nights aren't.
Literally.
But anyways.
So we scrape up our coins to get an Uber, and it literally like, once it pulls up, it like pulled off on us. It canceled on us. So I'm like.
And mind you, we're in Hollywood. It takes forever for Ubers to get there.
Right. If they could even find you, you know.
So he canceled our ride and we're like,
what the hell we gonna do now?
We don't have any more money.
So just being irresponsible, Lord. So we ended up having to.
Did we try to get 2 Ubers and they both canceled?
I think we got a second. I think we did.
So then Julie, who was sleeping, because she didn't even know we were stranded in her lobby.
Literally, at least we made it in the lobby. At first, we were out in the alley, and we somehow managed to get into her lobby.
And the security guard let us in. And we're like, well, we'll just figure out another way. By this, Julie's in the shower, washing her makeup off, getting ready to get cozy. So we start texting her like, girl, we can't get home.
Help.
Sit down.
Oh, my God.
She came out. She's a real G and brought us home. I love her and miss her.
So, OMG. And, you know, I've had more chaotic nights like that.
Oh.
I say all that to say, you know, it was just.
I had way more chaotic.
I've had more chaotic nights. But it was just, that was our first night out together. I had no expectations, and so I was just like a little underwhelmed, honestly. I'm like,
I was underwhelmed.
no.
And I was kind of bothered that I was underwhelmed because I'm like, this is my first time bringing my sister out. And I had an era where you watched me party.
Literally.
I was outside, okay?
Yes.
She was younger, and like I was outside, so I'm knowing that like she's expecting me to take her to have a time.
Yeah, so for me, like in my perspective, I've always watched the beginning process. Like the pregame was always at her house, so I'm always watching the outfits, clothes being thrown everywhere. Her friends are over, everyone's running around getting dressed.
I never thought about it from your point of view.
I know.
Like, where we going tonight? Did he text you back?
I need a fake ID. Does this look like me? That was like back in the early 2000s. For real.
She did use that. I'm not gonna say her name because that's
right.
legal, but we were
doing ID checks. We got people pulling up with bags of clothes options. We got people calling their man. Like it was just
the drama.
It was always just crazy. But then there was the hookah era and like 2012.
I always had like little kickbacks at my house, and I bought my own hookah, and everyone would come use it.
It was literally like a after hours lounge at our house. So
and you would wait for that time. Like I know we had stairs in one of the houses we were talking about, and she would be sitting on the stairs watching, and I was like, go upstairs. Sometimes I would know you were there and didn't care.
I know. I would literally have my friends updated like, oh my god, they're coming
She talked about all of my friends and acquaintances as if they were like characters in a movie.
It's what it felt like for me. I mean, I think I was 12, 13 at the time, so I'm like, I'm living.
You couldn't wait. You're like, I want to join this team.
I know. And then even coming back, you guys would come in the house with some Jack in the Box or some McDonald's, recapping the whole night.
I remember the first time that I had a party because my mom had a boyfriend who lived in Oakland, so I would walk you all the way to grandma's house so I could have parties. I don't know if you remember, but the first, like after you stopped telling on me, I just was like, I'm gonna go tell her because I didn't feel like walking hella fucking. You remember when we lived in like on Barberley Circle? It was far.
Yeah, it was like a 20-minute walk.
And I was like, if she's not gonna snitch, then she can kind of just kick it. So I said, I'm gonna throw a party. Are you gonna say anything?
Oh, I think I remember.
Candace was there.
I think so. And we were like in the room either playing games or raps or something.
So unsafe. But I was just.
I think it was like a large kickback. It wasn't a party.
So that particular one got out of hand.
Oof.
I remember telling y'all gotta stay in mom's room. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we were literally in there and we were hearing everything, but there was no like ruckus that I remember.
No, there was just I'm a millennial and I spent half of my life in Sacramento. It's kind of ratchet over there with the part we lived. So the way we found out about parties was someone would text like function and it would have an address in the list, and like someone sent a text with my address.
And
so all kind of like
that was your millennials know.
Yeah, so it started getting out of hand just a little bit, like some Crips.
Oh no, that's some gang activity.
I was like,
and this is what, North Highlands, California.
Yes,
so
it got a little. But we still had a time. We had our Four Loko. We had,
Bruh.
And one of my friends who was there, I don't know if she wants me to mention her, so I'm not gonna say it. But one of my friends who was there was like oblivious to that it was getting out of hand. She was having the time of her life, and I'm over here like, girl,
like, this is turning into a Project X party.
Party era was a time.
Seriously, I never hosted anything at my house. Am I lying? I've had sleepovers with like one or two.
I love hosting. That's like my thing.
Yes.
I always host. I even hosted your friends the other day, a couple weeks
Literally,
ago.
I've been staying with her and like having friends over.
It's been a time.
That was a vibe.
I had fun too. Love that.
Yes,
Come
but
over anytime, girls.
you're super chill. For me, it just that wasn't my experience as a kid. Like having people over. When I had my own place is when I started having kickbacks and things like that, and it was fun. It was cute. But I love the idea of not having to clean up afterwards, making sure everyone's doing okay.
I do have to clean after.
I don't want that part. So I'll come, show up, bring a bottle, turn up, and go home.
Love to host. I love to prepare shit. I love to like run around and buy unnecessary shit because people are coming over that I've known for 20 years. And I'm like, but my best friend's coming, so I'm gonna go buy things. Like, even though she's been to my house 1,000 times. I love the way hosting makes me feel. I like people being in my house having a good time because it just like makes me feel, I don't know, an odd sense of like peace and like I'm must be a positive person if everyone gravitates here. Like, I enjoy my friends that come anytime I have a place. Like, my friend Jackie, she's actually going to be on an episode very soon. She comes over every single house that I have, and spends the night, and I love that. I love slumber parties.
Jackie. Shout out to Jackie. I love slumber parties. I love hosting. I love visitors. No matter how small my house is, and I've had some small apartments. Yes,
everyone comes.
They're gonna pull up, and they're gonna
blow up mattress, couch it up, sleep on the floor, move over, I'll sleep in your bed. But that means that I'm a place where people come.
Yeah, no, like you have a very inviting energy.
Oh, thank you. I imagine not having a big ass house and like having coordinating pajamas for everyone.
Like our grandmother, we grew up like it was a very much like open door policy. You could just walk in, come as you are, whatever, figure your life out there. And I just like you kind of embody that same energy. I love
being the hub. Like, yes. I'll be the hub. Come over. And I had a previous relationship that he hated that. And I'm like, you're literally like the opposite of me. I don't like that. Like, I can't have people over.
I don't show up to my house unannounced.
No. I don't want it to be unannounced.
Right.
Because I want to over prepare. So you need to tell me you're coming.
For sure. And then even... sometimes, again, like, I don't like the idea of having to clean up. If you know how to, like, respect my place, of course you can come over. But
most people who come don't leave me with anything that crazy.
Yeah. I feel like you don't
I just have to do dishes.
People who are like...
I'm very mindful of my circle.
Exactly.
So the people who come, I very much have the people who come over be people I trust. And then if they're bringing a plus one, it's probably... I trust that friend that vetted them already. So it's like I don't have to stress.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad experience, thank God. Like, nothing stolen. I'll be pissed. I would never host again.
That would be crazy.
I would be over it. So, do you think growing up... I guess I'm pivoting. Do you think growing up as a Gen Z versus a millennial... well, I guess you're a zillennial.
I'll be Gen Z for the sake of the video.
Yes. How do you think the experience was different?
Well, I mean, there's so many different aspects of it, but especially like growing up online, that has really like shaped my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I think my memories were pretty much kind of like the same millennial experience as a kid from like kindergarten.
That's probably why you say zillennial, because you still like play outside.
I still have that experience of like waking up, going outside, not checking in for hours, climbing trees, going in ditches, collecting frogs and insects. Like, I still have that childhood, but like my preteen to like
social media norms were introduced earlier,
very early. Like,
I didn't even have like... They had MySpace when I was in like high school, so I'm already damn near done.
Yes, and that is my real like... I think that is my deepest like zillennial like lore is I wanted a MySpace.
No, MySpace was a time
bad.
Everyone who talks their big shit, you're just too young to understand. MySpace was the most freeing. You could have your page be decorated like if you're into Hello Kitty, you have a Hello Kitty page. If you're then like, oh my god, the forms of poetry that I received for men.
Yes.
So I was dating this dude and he was a very emotional being, and he would like change his about me. If you're a millennial, you get it. There's like an about me section on your page, and he would write a paragraph about me.
Oh my God,
and people would like your people who would know you would text you like, check, I want to name drop, check so and so's MySpace, and I'll go see it. And like, if he's mad at me, it's an angry poem. If he's in love with me, it's a happy. But all of that is love. You're so mad that you took the time to rhyme about it. Like, you love me. You're obsessed. Like,
I love that. And then you could have your favorites on there.
You could have your top 8. I love my top 8. Like, I would like list all my favorite friends. Like, and everyone can see it because it's on your page. That was my first experience with social media, but it wasn't as toxic. It wasn't like, so-and-so has more friends than you. Like, that didn't start happening until later.
I think it was still about being an individual. That's the part that made it so cunt. Like, you could have
MySpace was so
your
fun.
Curated vibe. Couldn't you have put a song in the background and everything?
You could like click on your page and it's like a website. Basically. Like, you click it and it's like whatever vibe. I remember I had like Let It Burn. Let it burn.
Yes.
Let it burn. And like, you see my vibe. You can choose how it loads. It would like load slowly. Like, hearts twinkling. We was coding. Literally coding. We had to get HTML codes to get that shit to work.
Obsessed. And like, I'm in social media marketing, and we'll probably get into that as well. So that's probably where the first like spark of that came from. It's just like watching you over your shoulder, like,
this
how
is so
cool is this? Like,
we had like AIM.
Yes, or
where you could
AOL.
Yeah, like our AIM, we could like put our mood. I remember I'd be like procrastinating or like,
oh my god,
pondering. And then people would be like, what are you pondering? And somehow people found each other's AIMs. I don't know how. But you'll get an AIM, you're like, who is this? And they'd be like, oh, so and so from school.
So maybe you have to like, I wonder, I'm sure they didn't have like the suggestion people you may know.
Maybe. It seemed like it was word of mouth, which made it cooler. It's like you would ask, people would hop around and find you. It was like, you had to put in work today. You had to like, damn, I don't have her number. Like, you can't go on IG and find me. You have to like go around the system. Like,
right, literally ask around, ask about me.
Social media was probably hard. I didn't even have a Instagram until I was mid-20s. I was like 20, early 20s. I think I was like 22, 23.
Yeah, that's when it really dropped for us, at least, like in our area.
So I kind of didn't grow up with that, and I kind of hated it. In the beginning, it seemed cool, but then it felt like, as a person who's been a creative, I'm a fashion designer. Like, I've been a creative, and I was in my own bubble, and it never mattered how many followers I had. It never it mattered if my shit was cute.
Right.
Then suddenly it was like about followers and
it really wasn't like that until like the last 5 years, 6 years. We'll get to that, but like,
that shit stresses me out. I hate it.
I think my first like profile was Facebook. I made a MySpace.
Facebook was high school for me too.
I ended up finally making a MySpace, and when I was like 12, 13, but at that point it was already,
it wasn't lit.
Like, it was dying. It was 2013. So then I got on Facebook. And, you know, there was not really much that you could customize other than your profile picture and like your cover photo.
It was the blandest pace of all time.
It was so bland.
I was like, Tom!
But at least you could like make your little post. So, of course, there was like the To Be Honest. We need to bring back To Be Honest.
To Be Honest. I forgot about that. And then everybody would be like, going to get ice cream.
The live.
Getting gas. Like, shut up!
So
but
cute.
We still do it because we be posting stories now.
And people were also on Twitter by then at this time.
I was never a Twitter girl.
On Twitter yet. But I heard it was iconic.
Every time I go on there, I like post and never come back for a year.
It's crazy now, especially after turning into X and just like, again, younger Gen Z is on there. I did see Drake's
video on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we know all about that. That's where you can find all that nasty content on Twitter.
I saw that, and I sent the link to everybody.
I still don't know what that is about. If that was real,
I think it was real, but I think that he was the one who released it.
Oh my god, Drake.
That was the last time I was on X.
Wow.
Oh no, what was that other celebrity who like posted a video of himself sleeping with his girlfriend or wife or some woman?
Who?
I think he's a podcast host.
Interesting. I don't know about that.
Well, if you know, you know. I forget his name, but I watched that.
Ew.
You can't see anything. You just hear it.
Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about Shannon Sharp?
Yes!
Oh my god.
Ew!
I remember that.
I was like...
Yeah, no.
I was like...
he was literally like growling. I'm like, okay.
Not sexy.
Okay.
How you accidentally go on live?
Right.
I know PR was spiraling.
Yeah, no. I'm sure. What do you even do?
He said that his phone was like vibrating. I think he did a story time about it. He said his phone was vibrating off the hook.
Oh my god.
It was like everyone like, bro, you're on live. Could you imagine if you see like my live? God forbid. You're like, bitch.
I think I heard that he was like trying to beat the
gay allegations.
Yeah, the gay allegations. So he's like, I'll show you gay. Show, please. No. But I mean, I don't think he fed into it too much, so it kind of just blew over. I don't think I could survive something like that.
I would be off the internet for a long time.
For a minute.
I mean,
what are you gonna do? What can you do?
Kim K.
Right. Who knows?
The whole life. Okay.
Aye.
But yeah, I don't even know how we got here. Oh, we're talking about social media being a big difference in our childhoods, but then it also did open up a lot. Like as many, like for a creative person, it felt limiting in a way because now I'm competing with people based on popularity instead of creativity.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out when it started to feel like a popularity contest. Probably like
very quickly.
2018. Like it was the glory days, like very 2012.
Because you remember, you were going through high school still. I was an adult, and it was like when you go out, how many followers do you have? And you can feel the hateration if you have a lot, and you can feel the like judgment if you don't. And then also it was like the share for share. Twitter.
Follow for follow. Shout out.
Baddies only. There was like hella pages, and like
am
they
not
wouldn't
gonna hold
select you. So I'm not everyone's cup of tea,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think I'm like at that time what is like the ideal pretty.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking for a certain type of pretty, and I wasn't that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it made me feel very insecure every time I tried to reach out, because I was in the game with them until I realized like fuck this game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, shout me out. I can't even, it's so cringy to imagine myself doing that. But I was like trying to get shouted out, and they wouldn't choose me often, or they would be like, who's cuter? Psh, psh.
Oh,
and
I
I'm not
remember
ranking
those.
or whatever. And then I realized it's because I'm a little awkward, and that's okay.
Like,
But I'm still a bad bitch though.
No, period. Very much a bad bitch. I used to do the follow for follows for sure, like the follow train shout outs, but it was more just like people who were just like, it wasn't like like a curated like baddie follow train. It was more just like general people.
Yes, I grew up when Instabaddie was becoming a thing.
Yeah,
and like I'm an adult, I'm a young adult when all these other young adult women are getting followers based on their beauty, and I'm already like leaving a bad relationship trying to figure out if I'm beautiful at all. Like I was a very insecure girl growing up. I didn't always feel beautiful, so for me it felt like, damn, like I'm really fucking ugly. No, I was going through it. I was so Instagram did not help me in any way. Like during that time, I was feeling less beautiful than I was being told about a relationship that I wasn't pretty enough. Then I leave the relationship and I'm trying to feel pretty enough, but then A or B, and I'm B and they're choosing A. It's like, this shit is not for me. Yeah. And then like I also had to accept about myself that like during Instabaddie culture, I've never been an Instabaddie. That's not me. Like I'm the low-key Tom girl, like low-key creative weirdo. Like I might wear some fucking silver lame to school. I did. Like I'm gonna wear hella bracelets. I'm gonna be doing weird shit, cutting my hair off. Like, so Instabaddie for me was like hard because I don't fit that. That's never been me. Now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But at the time, like in your early 20s, like imagine, like I'm sure it's still a thing now, but like I feel like now
we're kind of more trying to get out of that perfectionist. It's more just like the lifestyle. Like,
yes,
I see, like,
now everyone wants to seem perfect.
Yeah, everyone's trying to seem like they got it like that, or they got everything figured out, which is a huge
only posting life
issue
updates
with Gen Z. I feel is growing up online. We've been for our whole life. We're seeing everyone's highlights, everyone's best moments. So it's like this unrealistic standard of what our life should look like in our 20s.
Yes.
And it's toxic. I feel like we're trying to... TikTok allowed people to be more transparent about what goes on in their life.
Yes, that's why I love that place. That's my favorite app.
Got fired. I've been dealing with this nigga for years. You know, like,
yes, I love TikTok. Instagram is very like, I gotta post when I have something cool to say, and I'm like, bitch, I don't always have something cool to say. Sometimes I'm fucking tired. Sometimes I'm a single mom. Like sometimes I'm just fucking exhausted. Can I just be exhausted? I don't want to put a full face beat on just to talk. Like, literally. It's so overwhelming. It's so like, for me, draining. And then like every time, like as a person who moved to LA for my fashion career, every time it became like, well, let's see how much followers you have. It's like, no, look at the work that I've done. Look
at the work.
I've been doing this shit for 10 plus years and you're asking me how many followers I have? Like, that is so irritating.
No, I can see that. It's irritating. But I feel like we are trying to get out of that, especially just everything going on in the world, like this economy that we're in.
It's way bigger than somebody, we don't even know who somebody is.
Right.
Depiction on how we should look and be and do what, like.
People are starting to put the phone down. Like, okay, what is happening? And this is, again, coming from someone in social media, like, we really do need to evaluate how we're using our channels. Seriously.
Right. And then since we're talking about social media, what led you to social media marketing?
I know. I feel like it kind of just came to me. I graduated high school and I initially wanted to go to school for psychology, which is not far off from marketing if you really think about it. It's kind of like the psychology of business in a way.
They go hand in hand.
Right. And but I've always loved like conceptualizing things. I've always loved like curating. I've always loved like understanding the inner workings of projects, like concepts of things.
You have always like
and
that.
I feel like I've always been good at like capturing that. So that's kind of what started it. I've always like entertained the idea of working for like a magazine or like an agency in that way, but you know, life changed and social media became a thing. And I don't even know. I literally just think I just was like,
It came to you like so naturally.
I just woke up one day and was like, okay, I'm gonna do some research on this. Like, there was no like specific person that inspired me.
And when you said that you were switching to that, it was like so normal to me because like I'm a creative who often spirals about like, because Instagram doesn't help. Like if I'm like spent 72 hours beating something and it gets 12 likes, you're like, bitch, fuck all of you guys. Like literally fuck you. Like, do you know why my hands hurt from this shit and you like that shit 12 times? So I would like often spiral to you like, oh my god, and you would always have like the most, you'd make it seem so easy. Like, this is what you need to do. Let's come up with a game plan. Don't spiral. Yes, you're talented. I would call her crying, asking if I'm talented, if all my shit is ugly. Probably at least 50 times. That was the other day. Didn't I do it the other day? I said, am I a failure?
The first time in a very, very long time.
I was like, am I failing?
Sure.
But yeah, so sometimes not sometimes, always, you would like, oh, what if you try this form of marketing? Or even when the collection was like, if I'm working on a collection, you would see the drawings. I'm like, ooh, and you could do this. Ooh, and you could do that. So when you said, I think I want to change the marketing, I was like, I feel like you're made for that. Because even when you were a kid, you would always like pretend to like, she like put on some fake outfit and like some clip-in extensions and be like,
I would play
typing on a computer.
Sometimes I would just like, I wouldn't even know what role I was playing as. Like, I would just be playing Office.
And you had this phase where you would like think of cool names for businesses. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
You would like say, I thought that was, you would either say I thought something meant this, or you would be like, oh, that would be a good name for this. My can I say my personal fave?
With the perfume?
No.
What?
There's a store called Bye Bye Baby.
Now that they're out of business, I think we can.
Yes. She was like, I thought it was an abortion clinic.
I thought it was an abortion clinic. And I don't know that. I think that would be a horrible name.
That would be a horrible name. She was 10.
Like, 10. But
you would come up with really cute names.
It makes sense.
I mean, you don't need to tell them because
there's some things that are still.
She would come up with some fire names for stuff, and I'm like, wait. Maybe you could think of one example you don't mind sharing, if I can think of any. If not, then we can move on.
I can't think of any at the moment.
But she would become, and I remember you being young, and I'm like, that was a good ass name.
Well, who knows? Maybe we can manifest it. I do remember one. It was like a gender neutral perfume line called Boy, BOI.
Oh yes,
I thought
that's cute.
So cute. Like, yes,
someone's gonna take it.
I know, y'all can have it.
Just know that she said it first.
You found it here on Latest Blather.
But yeah, she always would come up with names for stuff, and it would be like really good. And then you would even talk like as a kid about how you would want the commercial to be. That's marketing,
literally.
Or like how impressed you were with the Fenty. I don't even think it was.
I genuinely think that is kind of what sparked it. Is because I was just so in love with her branding. Like, wow. It really gets deep.
You were like, I want to work for. I'm like, girl, I could see you doing that shit. Claim it.
Riri, I started
hire her,
putting myself out there, and it started in the beauty industry, which is a whole layer within itself as well. Like we were just talking about, like the beauty standard online and social media. Like we're constantly pushing for women to need something. So while I started in that industry, I started getting more into like the apparel side of things.
Yes,
because I feel like that's more fun. You can like express, and it doesn't feel like as backhanded. I don't know. I feel like a lot of beauty brands are finding ways to come out of that, like, oh, you need this product to make you more beautiful. Like, we're out of that.
Yeah, know? Like, it's about feeling good.
It's about feeling good. It's about
not being some man's standard of beauty.
Exactly. So, I feel better about that, but anyway, moving forward. So, and it really just was so fulfilling to see clients, like, ideas come to life, like, even... Like it still does it for me now. It's like, well, someone will pitch me an idea and I'll be like you said, like,
yeah,
oh, like this.
I can tell her the craziest idea. I could be like, I have an idea that someone should be hanging off of a rooftop, and she'll start Googling and adding to that idea. And like, any idea, no idea is crazy, and I love that about you. Like I can literally, I'm like, oh, I need to talk to my sister about this rant because I have interesting. And sometimes you gotta reel them in, but I be needing you for that too. And like sometimes I'm like, I want to use a circus, and she's like, let's just
So, and then we'll have a little consultation. We'll put it together. Something actually tangible, you know?
Yes. And you're good at it. I literally can see you're like, come on. Like, when she's like helping, with a project or anything, I can see you like getting excited, and that's that feeling. Like that's how you know it's a career, because when you're working and you're doing something you don't like, it's like a drag to work. It's like, I gotta go to work. But versus like when you're doing something that you're passionate about, that you're called to do, it's like, yes, let's lock in, let's do this.
Let's do this. Excited to work. And like I have marketing friends who they say like I used to not want to work for real. Like I would hate getting up every day for work, but now that I'm in this and like making money off of it, like no, let's get this money.
Let's get this back.
And I see it like literally as I'm like stepping more into like dealing with multiple clients and like having.
And you're doing well.
Yeah.
And then also, you know when you're meant for something when God lays it out for you. Like, you just set out and the next thing you know, you got client. Like that means you're meant to do this shit.
Literally, and I was fighting against it for like a year. Like, I took a step back just for personal reasons, kind of just trying to get myself right, you know?
It happens. I've taken lots of breaks and rebranded after the break.
24, just trying to figure it out. School, life, love, friends, health. I came down, I don't even know, it's not like I came down with that and get over it, but I developed some thyroid issues, hypothyroidism, and I was like bedridden for real, just trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. And I was able to push through it. I made some sacrifices, and I feel like I'm really just trying to prioritize like what is important to me.
Yeah.
And marketing is one of those things.
Hell yeah. And you might have been like rubbed the wrong way about the problematic side of marketing, because there is a problematic side like that like capitalizes on people's struggles and insecurities. But I noticed when I heard you on the phone, I was eavesdropping when you were expressing like what makes you want to do social media. I noticed you're looking to work for specific people, like people with a passion that's different than like, oh, I'm just trying to get $1 million.
Right.
Or I'm just trying to You're like, you want to join a passion project.
Yes.
And watch it grow. Like, you like that.
Yes, because those are the people that, you know, I can foster long-term relationships with. People who want to make money fast. Like, I'll normally do, like, just project-based things with them. Because, you know, we all need money. I get that. But
we all trying to get paid
in order
now.
to really become a part of your team and really understand your mission and grow and ebb and flow with you, I need you to have some passion, because that attracts me.
Yeah, because who wants to work for something that has no passion?
Yeah.
Passion is like the key to happiness, to be real. Because if you don't have it, and I think that's what people are doing when they're like trying to take something from someone, is because they see the passion that person has, and they're looking for passion too. But I don't think passion could be taken. All it can do is be admired, and you admire it, so you try to work near it. Passion is like, I'm gonna do this if I'm broke. I'm gonna do this if I'm homeless. I'm gonna do this if I don't have my car bill. I'm going to still do what I love to do. It doesn't matter what's happening. And I notice that you're more like, what is your goal? Why do you want this before you pick a client?
Yes, because that's what's gonna keep. I can make 1,000 videos about. You know, is on the why, not what.
Exactly. That's what sells now, which I love. But buy into the dream, baby.
Clock it. Seriously. So there's that. I mean, if you are, for those listening, like if you are considering going on a business venture this year or trying out a new project or hobby, I say go for it. If it's going to fulfill you or bring you happiness, lock in.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm doing. I'm here at my podcast.
We're here.
I do 1,000 bajillion things, but I'm here doing all bajillion of them. We were just making a joke out of all of my Instagrams. I have like 9.
Yes. We can't expose them all. I'm sure if you did your research, you'll be able to find
but I have a lot of working on, and it's okay, because when I was a kid, my grandpa asked me what I wanted to be, and I said everything.
I'm Barbie coded.
And I'm a fucking Barbie, period. But he even said, like, so he said, you can't do everything, you have to choose one thing. And then he like left for a few minutes, and then he came back. He said, you know what, don't let me tell you what you can do. If you think you can do everything, do everything. And I was like, yes. And I felt re-encouraged, because I was kind of like, I can't. What do you mean? Granted, I'm thinking like everything, like veterinarian, I'm gonna be a freaking flight attendant, I'm gonna be a construction worker, but like now I know what I mean. My passion isn't in one thing. Like I have my main passion is fashion, but then I like real estate, then I like my podcast, I like social media, I like all kind of shit.
Literally.
Sometimes I like to sing for fun. So it's like, You know, like, we do whatever we gotta do. And I think that this video led to that space where people can feel inspired to do them.
By any means.
I love a sister chat.
Yeah.
So how do we want to wrap this up today? I feel like it's been about an hour.
Has it?
So if you need marketing, definitely hit
plug
up
myself.
Yes, plug.
Please. You can follow my handles at _Kinster, 2 N's, 2 R's. Check me out. Follow me.
Even if you just want to watch her life.
Yeah, even if you just want to.
She has a great life, great friends, good eats, great sister.
I know, right? Beautiful family. I'm just here. I think I just relocated to LA. I'm always looking for friends, hobbies, hanging out.
Yes.
All purpose.
I love how you live. You be having a great time. I do too, but you be really having a great time.
Again, like last year, I was on my deathbed wishing I could even, take out the trash. So now that I'm up and moving, ain't nobody sitting me down.
Ain't nobody sitting her down. So yeah, I'm so glad that you guys listened to this point. If you did, please subscribe, leave a review if you can, because that will definitely help out the podcast. Follow us on Instagram at latest Blather on all platforms.
Yes.
And follow me, Venice Not Like the Beach on Instagram, Lola Devavi as well as my fashion brand. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I will see you next week.